So who are you?
So I am Lazaro Cuervo Costa.
And where you come from?
I was born in Cuba.
Because I first saw you performing for Jean-Paul Gaultier as a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
But give me a little history of how it all started for you in Cuba, how you end up in Paris.
I was started since I was almost 3 years old, and I was already telling my mom I want to be in a stage, and I want to also give a joy to people, because we was don't have enough there. At 5 years old, I got into school, in the national school of my town, and I was so happy to tell that to my mom, and she always was believing in me. A few years after, they proposed me to go in the best school in the Havana, in the capital. So I went to the Havana, far of my family, but I know all the sacrifice I need to make to become what I'm supposed to be, or what I'm feeling in myself to be since I'm a kid. So I was studying dance, theater, singing, so stylish, music, everything is about the stage to become a complete artist. And now also I was dreaming about to become a model and an actor also.
What was your first job as a model?
My first job at the model was when I arrived to Paris when I was a teenager, and actually it was a photo. It was proposed me. It was years ago, so I cannot really remember, but I remember the feeling when I was stand up there to do my first session of photography.
What were you wearing?
Actually, I remember really good my first picture. I was wearing nothing, and that gave me the name of Vendredi, Friday, of the story of Robinson Crusoe book, Friday. I never used that kind of name, but everyone was looking at me and they say, you look as you have clothes. And I say, no, that is my clothes. So I was never afraid to be myself, and I was never afraid to be naked. So.
Because when you recently, in the past year after COVID, or during COVID, you went back to Cuba for a while.
So actually,
where were you in all those pictures? You coming out of the water?
Oh, so actually, I was in Belgium because I was preferred to be in the countryside and close to the people I like and I love. Because in my mind, I was thinking about to be in Paris in the tiny apartment. I can survive, but I'm really, really wide. So when I have nothing to do in the big towns, I prefer to be close to the mountains, close to the lake, close to the sea, close to the forest. So it's what represents me, because I'm really a white animal. Yeah, I say white animal, and not white man, because it's what represents me. And yes, when I was have the possibility, I went to see my mom, and I was lucky to get there 4 or 5 months with her. And I was walking to my past of my childhood again. It's something I love to do. Nowhere clothes, only what I needed, and be barefoot, no teachers, walking in the street, running, playing with kids, swimming in rivers, as a kid.
And food and the way you actually live your life is super important to you.
Yeah, so actually, as I say, anytime I am what I eat, so it's really important. It is not something I was telling myself to do, and it is not an obligation. This is lifestyle. So always I look to eat the best I can, and actually I listen also to my body. So I don't eat when I don't have hungry. I don't overeat, and I don't let my feeling guide me. Just I deal with everything I need to deal. And and almost of the time I want to eat healthy stuff, healthy food.
I know you told me you haven't eaten sugar in years.
Oh, yeah, I've been eating any sugar in years because when I was living in Cuba, I was having a really poor situation there. So we eating everything we find. So I was not having the good food, and with the time I changed that too. It is not to be poor, to let that fade to take your life. My mommy was telling me, be poor is when you choose to be poor, or be poor is only in your mind if you choose that. So if you don't choose to be poor, you can go in over and beyond that. So create your life, create your style, create your own you. So don't let that poor situation take you down.
So you're very close to your family.
Yeah, that is really important. I think it's really important to all be really, really close to the family. And I was that kind of like kid, and I'm that kind of man. I share everything with my mom because we trust each other since I'm a kid. So she told me she was young as me, she was kid as me, she made mistake as me. So that it was allowed to me to understand her and her understand me, and also she helped me a lot to understand kind of like life.
Because we were talking earlier about, because you're going to present the awards at ASVAB 13, and we were talking about, okay, what should you wear? And you said you want to express yourself as you feel.
Oh, yeah, that is really important for me, but not right now. Right now it's really important to everyone because, we're fighting for that freedom. We're asking we're asking to be accepted in the way we are, So maybe that talk today, but before already in Paris, years ago, more than 10 years ago, I was already walking in the street with the dress as half woman and half man, and everyone looking at me as it was like something badly, and I was never afraid to express myself in that way because I am a man, I am a woman, so I am gender free, and I'm not really afraid to express that, So give that opportunity to the world to represent that, and it's really important today. Is the fighting of many people. We've been, target or not being really understand how it is feeling. That's why I love also to be in the fashion industry because we can express whatever we are and whatever we're feeling, and even fighting for the right.
And it's funny because in the Gaultier musical Freak Show, you played Josephine Baker in the banana skirt. That's like...
Yeah, it was something that was happening to me, and I'm really proud to represent that. And I am really proud also to working in the back of Josephine Baker and that legendary theater. And that same theater, she's singing, she's performing in the same theater. Jean-Paul Gaultier, he was looking at the television and he was dreaming to play the own show of him in the theater. So what I can ask more, that it is everything. And I was tell him he cannot to shooting that down because to be afraid what people will say. No matter what, people always will say something. Mm-hmm. Because everything cannot be in the way they want to be. But actually, I was defending that Josephine Baker with a lot of love and professionalism because it's what she deserved, and it's what Jean-Paul Gaultier he was giving to me as a job, as a professional. So,
how did you meet him?
Oh, it was years ago, walking in the streets, and actually I was wearing a long skirt. I was wearing my pants, and over my pants I was having that long, really skirt. And he returned himself. He's like, "Oh no, you need to work for me." And I'm like, "Yes." And he was like, "Yeah, call me." And and sure, in the beginning I was not sure who he was, but I realized after, oh my God, it's him, because when I was a kid, I was saw a documentary about him, and I was telling to my mom already, that is what I love, what is that I like, and I was kind of dreaming about to working with him, and now I can say he's one of my best friends.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because we're doing something with Tanel also at the festival.
Yeah.
So you know him, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, Tanel, really wonderful person, really lovely person. I know him really so much because since I'm working for Jean-Paul Gaultier, I know Tanel always. We're talking, and it was him call me and treats everything. It was picture, catwalk, everything. So I know Tanel really well.
And now you're doing both. You're dancing and you're modeling.
Yeah. So actually, right now, since like I would say 3 or 4 years, I give him more chance on my modeling career to return to me, because I was already doing it. But right now I'm looking for have a new agency representing me over the world, because it's what I want, is what I dream because dancing I was already first dancers in the company. I was doing a comedy musical. So right now I'm more in the modeling industry and actually also in acting. So I start to do class of acting, but more for the cinema, because theater I was already know. So I prepare myself to be really, really good in the casting, even if I know I have a little bit talent for that. But as a professional, always, to be talented is really good, but if you look for to be better, it can be a win for the person.
How can somebody contact you? Instagram?
Yeah, actually, I have my Instagram. My Instagram is like Lazaro Costa officiel in English, so you can contact me.
Can you spell it out?
So we be like LAZAROCCOSTAOFFECEIL officiel as in English. So because one, twice, it was like a hack my Instagram. I don't know why, so I put that kind of like Instagram. It was contacting me. I put like official behind, so it's like Lazaro C Costa officiel. So together. Or no
Great.
matter what, when you Google it, Lazaro C Costa or Lazaro Cuervo Costa in Google, so you can find me also.
Great. Thank you.
You're welcome.